Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be about Jeffree Star finally addressing so many things that have come out recently and even things that have come out a few months ago that I talked about on my channel. And I just wanted to make this video because I felt like there was so much coming out at one time that it was so overwhelming to try to gather all of the receipts and everything. And so I thought that the video that Jeffree posted basically apologizing and just addressing a lot of the things that have happened is easier for me to just take that and then pick that apart and talk about the situations through what he said, just because it's just a lot of information. I mean, literally all the time there's something coming out about Jeffree Star, and I would just rather do a video once he addresses it rather than make a video about each situation because it's just a lot. So anyways, that's why I've waited for a bit, but Jeffree just recently posted an apology video that I will go ahead and show you. He also posted an apology statement on his Twitter if you want to go ahead and read that on his Twitter. But yeah, it's just basically going to be me reacting and analyzing what he said and kind of breaking it down for you. So yeah, before I do get into this video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Go ahead and comment down below what you think of the entire situations beforehand, and then after I'm through with the video, tell me what you think about his apology, because I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you kind of know what's been happening with Jeffree Star. And please do subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notifications so that you know the next time that I post a video, which I will try to be more consistent soon, but a lot of things are really crazy right now with work and moving back in to my house. So yeah, there's just a lot going on right now, but hopefully it'll be better soon. So let's just go ahead and get into the video. Alright guys, so I actually posted this video called Jeffree Star Had a Nazi Lipstick Brand. I posted that video 4 months ago, as you can see. It's been gaining a lot of traction as well, very recently, which surprised me because it was posted so long ago. But I think it's because all of these receipts have been popping back up, just as everything in Jeffree's past always pops back up really randomly, and it's always new stuff. It's never just old stuff that people just have now just discovered because they now know who he is. No, it's always new stuff. And this situation is kind of no different. It's we already knew that he was a fervent racist and still is, and then we find out that he had this Nazi lipstick brand, which he addresses in this video. I found it very interesting that he decided to address it now when it got popular when I posted the video. I posted this video because it was trending about the fact that Jeffree Star had this Nazi lipstick brand or whatever it was. It was a very big topic in the beauty community at the time, and now he's suddenly addressing it, which I found very just strange. But I think it might also be because it's now gaining a lot of traction as well, which is why my video is gaining a lot of traction. But again, I posted that 4 months ago. This is a 4-month-old, it's a really a years old situation, but as far as it being talked about, it's been 4 months and now he's talking about it, so that's very strange to me. He also talks about some pictures that have resurfaced of him self-harming. So if you don't really want to listen to that, if that's triggering for you, I suggest you not watch what he talks about, just because it is a little graphic, just as a fair warning. But he also talks about pictures of him self-harming being on the internet. I haven't seen these pictures. I don't know what he's talking about. Apparently it has some type of weird caption, but again, I'll address that when we get to that part of the video that he posted. And he also addresses the people that have been coming out about Jeffree, basically talking about how Jeffree orchestrated the bi-sister scandal last year with James Charles and Tati Westbrook. And I'll also be addressing that. He didn't talk about it as much as he talked about everything else, and he was very vague when he talked about that, but I still do want to talk about it because I've had thoughts about this, and I think I kind of have a more full picture of what exactly went on just from hearing what he said as well. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into the actual video that Jeffree posted himself.
Hey everyone, good morning. I hope everyone is doing amazing out there. I wanted to come on here and address a lot of things that I've been seeing this past week. It has been a lot of craziness. So I want to come on here and first of all, talk about one main thing that I've been seeing all over is the repost of a old screenshot from a splash page of a website that I never started. A splash page meaning it is a coming soon page for something in 2004. Yes, 2004 and 2006. I'm nervous laughing because those were horrible fucking times for me. And being very young and stupid, I took some very graphic photos of myself doing self mutilation and cutting myself. Now at 34, they are being posted all over the internet for people to judge. But the main concern here is a screenshot. And past me, we can address the photos in a minute.
All right, so the first thing that I noticed, and one thing that I definitely noticed with Jeffree Star and a lot of other influencers who get away with so much stuff, honestly, they get away with a lot, considering like what they do. I don't think that this is normal behavior by any means, honestly, is that he immediately starts saying, really old. It's from 2004. I know it's like way back when. And this was a horrible time for me in like 2004. Remember, this is 2004. That's like 16 years ago. That's so long ago. This is so old. I was only like 17 or 18. Like, this is so old. Da 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 da. Stop. That already, the whole apology doesn't feel genuine. Because if you keep highlighting the excuse that you have. The only excuse that you have is the fact that this is so long ago. That is the only excuse he really does have. So he's going to continuously highlight the fact that he was 17 or 18 and that, it was 2004, and back in 2004, I guess like racism didn't matter, because that's what a lot of people say now, which is like ridiculous. None of them are black, or any group that's like affected by the things that he's done or said or whatever. But he just keeps emphasizing the time period, and that is what instantly made me, remember, okay, this is a Jeffree Star apology. This isn't a real apology. It's the same copy and paste apology that he always makes, where he emphasizes how long ago it was so that he can make you forget that he even did anything wrong. He's going to try to distance himself from his past self, when in fact they are the same person. You're still the same person, Jeffree. I mean, considering the fact that you called Jackie Aina a gorilla in 2018, I mean, clearly you're the same person. So don't distance yourself from that person, because you haven't changed whatsoever. You haven't grown, obviously.
I want to talk about something and a very dumb decision I made when I was very young. So I created a URL called lipsticknazi.com. Now, back then in the early 2000s, it was a slang term. Like on the show Seinfeld, someone was a soup Nazi if you were a crazy cook. I used to work at the Mac counter. If you were someone that would follow customers around in the store, you were called a door Nazi. The term is wrong. It's derogatory. It's vile. It's disgusting. And I should have never used it. No excuses ever. But I want to let you know the context of that. And it was a slang term that I used, that lipstick Nazi was like people who were obsessed with makeup. Horrible decision. It was very wrong of me. And for anyone who has seen that, I am deeply sorry. I'm disgusted with myself. And I should have never used that word ever.
And here's where the real manipulation starts. Now, you see, this is the thing that you have to remember about Jeffree Star. He will never address everything. He will never own up to everything. If he can, in an apology, just leave out certain information, then that's what he will do. Because it's for the people in his audience that haven't seen the images, that didn't know about these situations. There are certain things that he's going to address in this video that I don't know about. So I'm not going to have the full story, because Jeffree Star is not going to ever give the full story. Okay? Because one thing that he left out that is like a glaring fact that he just left out is the images. It's not just the fact that he had this term called lipstick Nazi, because I've heard of grammar Nazis before. I don't know if anyone else has, but I've heard that term before. But Jeffree, you didn't just use the term lipstick Nazi. You had a website that was dedicated to this lipstick Nazi whatever. Apparently it wasn't a makeup brand, but he also said that it was a splash page, and he said literally that splash pages are for things that are up and coming. So clearly it could have been a splash page for an up and coming makeup brand that he never did and that never went all the way through. So yeah, let's read between the lines. Let's actually dig into what he's actually saying, because that's something that could have easily, like, he slipped it in there to make it seem like he wasn't lying. And if you didn't know any better, you would just totally believe everything that he says. But he didn't even address the fact that he was posing with a swastika. Like, it wasn't just like oh, I'm a lipstick Nazi, but it didn't have it. Like, he had a swastika. So, like, clearly, this was more than just a slang term, a quote unquote slang term. This was his branding. So, Jeffree, miss me with it. You're not making a full apology if you're not going to own up to everything that you did. You're not making a full apology because you didn't own up to the fact that you're literally using a swastika in your branding for whatever this was supposed to be on this website. If you want to see the images, I have it in the video that I talked about earlier. But he literally used a swastika. So I'm confused as to how now suddenly it's just the term that he was using.
So there was a splash page for a website that never happened. It was a URL for my LiveJournal. Now, if you're older, you know what LiveJournal was. It was a site where you would post pictures of yourself or little captions and memes. Kind of like Tumblr really is what it was, but LiveJournal was the early stages of what social media would become. And it was very narcissistic, and I was gonna just have the website just be a bunch of fucking crazy pictures of me. So the term lipstick Nazi, it's disgusting, and I just want people to know, looking at me, it's wrong, and I should have never used it. But for anyone to try to create a smear campaign saying that that was a makeup brand is completely false. And I get what, a few of you out there are trying to do, but no, I never created a makeup company. Obviously, there was no products. There was literally nothing but a dumb splash page, which I will forever be sorry for creating.
Jeffree, it's not about what we're quote unquote trying to do. It's what you did. You are giving us this content to talk about. At the end of the day, this is all a result of your actions. If you hadn't posted this, if you hadn't made up this splash page, if you hadn't posed with a swastika, if you hadn't done all of these things, if you hadn't said the N-word, if you hadn't done all these things, no one would be talking about it. You keep playing victim as if you're not the person who put this on the internet to begin with. You are the one who put it on the internet. Nobody else but you. So for him to then point it and try to turn the tables and twist it and flip all of this back onto the people who are calling him out is, again, just another manipulative tactic that Jeffree Star and all of the other influencers who have just, I don't know how they get away with this stuff, but they do it constantly. They try to make it seem as if there's just now a smear campaign against them. There is no smear campaign against you. You did it, and now people are like, wait, you did this? And now you're going to act as if we're trying to smear you? You smeared your own reputation. You hurt your own self. So miss me with it. And again, I can't take this as a real apology because of how manipulative it is.
Now, when I launched that single page, that same week, it really did not sit well with me even back then. I dissolved the site. I never launched it, and it was literally nothing. I think what is very concerning is people resharing the image. I know a lot of you have blurred it out. I know a lot of you have seen a blurred out version. Thank you, Jesus Lord. But me bleeding and cutting with a razor, someone who has suffered with self-harm and issues like that for a very long time, it's been horrible. It's been horrible to wake up every morning, click an app, and turn on my phone and see pictures of me cutting. It's been very triggering and awful. I get that it came from a very shocking place for people to see that photo with the text. It's horrible. I regret it all. But if you are watching this, or anyone who sees this later, please stop resharing that image. It is so awful for me to replay that over and over and over. Context of me in that photo, sitting down on that chair with the razor. I was 17, 18 years old. Yeah, I think freshly turned 18. I had just moved to LA. And I met someone who had a little art museum, and I thought it was so cool, and I wanted to be a part of the art world. And she was a photographer, and she took some very graphic photos of me doing self-mutilation. She didn't tell me to stop. I'm not saying she encouraged it, but it was, don't cut too deep, and we did it, and we did a photo shoot. And it's haunting. It's horrible. It's disgusting. So, if you're sharing it, please stop.
Now, all I have to say with this is stop sharing the pictures. There's no point in sharing these pictures. If you're trying to do this to like get back at Jeffree Star, all it's going to do is make you look like an extremely disgusting person, and it literally won't do anyone any good by sharing these images. And that's really all I have to say about that. I think it's disgusting to share those types of images, regardless of who the person is, just because even if you hate this person, at the end of the day, that could trigger someone else. So stop sharing these images. It's just not right to share. And yeah, I just hope that these images somehow get off of the internet at some point.
I just want to say to anyone watching this that I will always forever be sorry for all the dumb shit that I've said in my past, all the horrible things I've done, and all the stupid actions and decisions back then. They're uncalled for. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry to anyone who had to see those images, those words. It's completely wrong. I do want to say that I am very proud that Jeffree Star right now owns a very successive, inclusive makeup brand that caters to all races, genders, sexes, and anyone in between. That's what I'm proud of. And I understand that if you are someone that hasn't seen things from my past, it can be very shocking. It's horrible. I fucking hate it myself. But just know that I'm not going to let that deter my goal and why I was put on this earth. I understand that my past is fucking awful, but Jeffree Star right now is all about change, and that's what I will forever be doing.
Another manipulative word choice that he keeps using to describe his past actions is the word like dumb. He keeps calling it dumb. He keeps saying that, he was young and dumb, and referring to it as like in my past, back when I was being dumb. That is so manipulative, because it's basically blaming it on the fact that young kids are dumb and they just do dumb things because they're young, and that's all that was. No, Jeffree, that's not all that was, and you know it. That's why you keep referring to it as dumb, because you want to distance yourself from the truth, which is that you at least were a racist. I still truly believe that he is to this day. But at least he was at one point a racist, because when all of these things happen in a span of a few years, back to back to back, when you do all of these things, when you pose with a Confederate flag, when you have the swastika, the Nazi swastika on your splash page, and you call your branding or whatever lipstick Nazi, when you continuously disrespect black women, when you call black women the N-word with a hard R, when you use that word, he uses that word like it's the word like, almost. Like, the amount of times that Jeffree Star has been caught using the N-word is absolutely ridiculous. Even up to 2018 and probably past that, okay? That man has done so many racist things that, no, you cannot blame it on being dumb, Jeffree. You can blame it on being racist. That's what you can blame it on. Stop blaming it on being dumb, because now you're giving people more leeway to give you grace, because everyone at one point has been dumb, but not everyone at one point has been racist. And that is the difference. Okay, so I don't want anyone to watch his video and be like, oh, well, he was just being dumb, because that's what he's trying to give you. That is the narrative that he is trying to give you himself. He's not letting you make up your own mind. He's saying I was being dumb. So then you're going to regurgitate that same sentiment and say, well, he was being dumb, just like any other kid. No, not any other kid is racist. Sorry to say, but growing up, I wasn't racist. I didn't do racist things like that. I know a lot of people who didn't do racist things like that. Sorry to burst your bubble. No, Jeffree Star at least was a racist. And so he needs to apologize for being racist. Not being dumb, but being racist. And he won't ever own up to it. And that's what makes me... what's the point of an apology if you don't own up to what you did? What are you even apologizing for? What is the point if you're not even going to apologize for the things that people are mad at you about? So, yeah, it really irks me that he's getting away with things because of the small words that he's putting in there to make you think a certain way, but also apologizing because, I totally didn't mean it, but I was being dumb and I was young and it was in 2004, and in 2004 nobody cared about racism like they do now. Black people just didn't exist, so it was whatever. He just twists the narrative in such small ways, and I won't stand for it, and that's why I'm calling it out.
Okay, now listen. There's one other big elephant in the room. The smear campaign and a few old friends, who were never my friends, P.S., coming out of the woodwork and making up a bunch of crazy lies. Now listen, you guys, I know I've been in a lot of bullshit. I've been in a lot of drama. After last year, I uploaded a video called Never Doing This Again. I'm not going to entertain people that want clout and attention and followers. When I leave on a really good note with someone and our last texts are all positive and great, and then months later they make up a bunch of shit about me on camera. No. No. We're not going to entertain it. We're not going to feed into the negativity, and I'm not going to give an ounce of fucks to these people who are literally making up shit out of thin air. Now, the old Jeffree would pull up all the receipts, sit down, rebunk every little thing. Girl, this is 2016, Kat Von D crossing my face out. Everyone believed it for 2 days, and as I sat there being completely mentally degraded, and then I came back with hey, here's the truth. I think maybe these people want that reaction. I think they maybe want attention. I don't know the root, but I know that I was a very good person to these people. We were acquaintances. We were not friends. And what is being said is just so dumb. I'm not gonna entertain it. So a few checklist things. No, I don't shit talk my real friends ever. Sorry, I know it sounds fun and exciting. Me and Trisha Paytas are like this. I know you guys are trying to feed into her negativities. It's not gonna work. I know everyone wants a bloodbath. It's not real. Me and Trisha had a crazy time in Vegas. We're really good friends, and I'm bored. I get we're in the age of people love to sensationalize drama. I used to be a part of it, but we're going to nip it in the butt, and we're not going to play those games today. So anyone who's running their gums about me this week, whoever paid y'all in a group to do that one after another, I hope it was worth it. I really do. I'm going to continue to only show love on my platform and talk about what's important. So Jeffree Star drama, no bitch, not in 2020. We have already all, as a culture, as a society, as a planet, have had such a rough 2020. Bitch, I'm not gonna feed into any negativity. So whoever's watching this, I love you. Thank you for making it this far, and have a beautiful day. Mwah.
And then the clip that you just watched was Jeffree Star basically saying that he's above all the drama, even though he's obviously not above all the drama because he's the most dramatic influencer on YouTube. And the only reason why he's saying that he's above the drama is because he does everything behind the scenes instead of in front of the scenes. Instead of actually making the Bye Sister video himself, he just put Tati up to doing it and things like that. Alright, so yeah, that was basically Jeffree Star just lying for however long that was. I'm sorry, but it's clear that he didn't have a rebuttal. He couldn't debunk what they were saying. That's why he didn't. Because if he could, he would. We saw the same thing happen last year during the bi-sister drama when he was making all of these accusations and all of these claims, and he knew he didn't have the tea. He knew he didn't have the receipts. And so then he makes a video, this long-awaited video of him saying, actually, guys, I'm going to be the bigger person, for however long that video was. And clearly it's just because he didn't have what was necessary to put the nail in the coffin. Literally, that's it. Because he would easily defend himself if he could. If he could debunk what all of these people have been alleging against him, he would. So now let's just get into what they are alleging against him. There have been a few influencers coming out. I think one is like Cam Lester or something. I forget whoever else the other guy is. And then there's Ashley Kyle, who also talked about her relationship with Jeffree Star. They all basically have receipts. Ashley had a lot of receipts. I watched her video all the way through and I was like, yeah, you have a lot of receipts. And it's just, here's my take. All of them look dumb for being friends with Jeffree Star. None of them I feel like are victims. Because at the end of the day, you know how this man is. Regardless of if you care about racism or not, you see how he treats his fans, you see how he treats his friends, you see how he treated James, you see how he treats all of these people. Clearly this man is a horrible person, and yet you decided to be friends with him. You decided this. So I can't feel bad for you because you knew all this information, especially Ashley. Even though I'm starting to like her again and I'm starting to, I subscribe to her again because I'm like, okay, I think that I can watch Ashley again. I still don't feel that bad for her because at the end of the day, sis, you're a drama channel. You know what Jeffree does. You post about what Jeffree does constantly. Okay, so for any of them to act as if suddenly we need to feel bad for them, I'm sorry, I don't feel bad for you because we've been told you didn't listen and now you look dumb and now you got to make this video and now you got to look like you have egg on your face. Sorry to say that all of them have egg on their face. Now, were they most likely telling the truth in all of their videos? Most likely. The way that Jeffree Star operates, the way that people have already been peeping the fact that he probably did set up the bi-sister thing, totally makes sense. So I'm not saying that they're lying. I totally believe them. The problem is that why were you friends with this man in the first place? Why were you in his circle at any point in time? Because now you look dumb. You gave up all of these other supporters that you could have had to be friends with Jeffree Star just to now lose that friendship and lose all of the supporters that he got you, pretty much. Sorry to say, but I don't feel bad for anyone who decides to be friends with Jeffree Star and then, oh, wait, he's actually a bad person. We've been said it. We've been told you. It's every single time that Jeffree Star has a relationship, it goes sour. Why? Because he's a bad person. We've been told you and you didn't listen. So no, I don't feel bad for them. Now, what I've taken away from what they have said, and like I said before, I think that it is 100% clear and obvious, especially from what Ashley Kyle posted in her video. I saw what Cam Lester said. I didn't see what the other person said, but I guess it was just kind of a reiteration of what the other two had said. That basically, yes, Jeffree Star orchestrated the bi-sister scandal, which I didn't feel like was super shocking information, considering that's what people have been saying since the scandal started to die down, and ever since Jeffree claimed all of these things and then he made that video saying, hey guys, I'm not going to give you the receipts. It became clear that he was on a campaign to ruin James Charles's life. For what? I don't know. Could it have been jealousy? Probably. But it was just, it was obvious that he was behind it, especially considering how close he is to Tati Westbrook, especially just considering all of the other things that kind of pointed to the fact that something big would happen, and then it did happen. And I will admit that Jeffree Star he's a pretty good mastermind, but he's not that good because he doesn't know how to keep the people that he needs to keep close so that he can conceal what he does. I'm saying this because all of this came out. Why? Because you decided to treat these people like garbage. Point blank period. You decided to treat the people who knew like garbage, and then they come out and they're like, oh, this is what he did because he treated me like garbage, or whatever the case may be. And now he looks dumb and he has egg on his face because everyone found out, okay, you are the mastermind, you are the master manipulator, you are the person who decided to put all these things in Tati's head to emotionally manipulate her, most likely, into making this video. So I don't know. I'm kind of sick and tired of everyone pretending as if this is all like shocking. Like, none of this is shocking. This is standard for Jeffree Star. This is standard. Apparently Shane Dawson is involved as well. I wouldn't put it past him. Quite frankly, I don't trust that man. I've posted about him on my channel before, things that he's done that I just think are disgusting. One being, I forget what her name was, but if you want to watch the video that I talked about him in, go ahead and watch that one. It's kind of further back on my channel, but I did make a video about Shane Dawson, and I don't put it past him that he had a hand in this, and that he probably did have a hand in it because he wanted to make a documentary, and because he also had issues with James, and they were just basically trying to ruin James's life, and now they both look dumb. I hope that they actually get some type of consequences. I know that they won't because their fans are racist. No, they're sorry, I meant that their fans are just really diehard and support them so much, but also don't care about racism, and don't care about all of the things that they have done. And so at that point, it's like, if your fans don't care about the fact that you literally were posing with a swastika and a Confederate flag, then why would they care about this? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, their core fans will never cancel them, so they'll always have those millions of subscribers. So I don't know. It's just kind of depressing to me because it's like, dang, you know, all of these people are just, they just don't care, and it's sad to see. But hopefully they get some type of consequences, because it is really wrong what they did. And I think it's disgusting to make all of these accusations that ended up being extremely false. And especially because Jeffree Star made all of these accusations against James Charles when he in fact has done the same things. So that's really alarming and sad that people still don't care. But yeah, that's about it for me with this situation. So that is it for this video. Please enjoy this obligatory Tom Holland picture as I close out. But those are my feelings about Jeffree Star's apology. I don't think that he's apologetic at all. I don't think that he's changed at all. I think that he's a racist, and I think he's the scum of the earth. That's what I think about Jeffree Star. And yeah, it's just that simple. I mean, he's manipulative. He is basically a mean girl on YouTube. He is, I mean, what's there to like about Jeffree Star? Explain to me what there is to like about this man. He is absolutely 100% disgusting, and I will never support him. And, yeah, that's just how I feel about that. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion. Let me know what you think down below. Please do like this video if you did enjoy it. Go ahead and comment down below what you think of what I had to say in this video. What do you think of his apology? Do you accept it? Again, you can only accept an apology that was geared towards you. So if it wasn't, just don't do that. Okay, thank you. And please do subscribe to my channel. And please do please turn on the post notifications for my channel so that you can be updated on the latest video that I post, since I post pretty sporadically. But I'll try to be more consistent, and I want to bring back drama roundup videos very soon, so be on the lookout for those. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope you're having an amazing summer so far. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye.